You know the feeling when you haven't checked your bank account in a while? You're so petrified to check it, worried, and next thing you know, you're at the register and you want to pay for something and you're just hoping it will go through. Yep, my friend, I know the feeling. I have been to this feeling for quite some time now. And it's not fun. It really is not fun. I want to share with you a few habits that I incorporated into my life to make some more smart financial decisions. I have some tips I would like to share with you that I incorporated into my own life that I think are not so generic, that are not the typical stop eating out, stop spending money on stuff, stop shopping. You're like, yeah, obviously. But I want some tips that are actually doable and I will still have a good life. And so in this video, I want to share with you things that I did for my financial sake. And you can see if you can use them too, because for me, they helped tremendously. There's obviously different situations, and know some people are in a crazy financial situation. This is not the advice for them, but it's for those who want to save more money, be more smart with it, and just want to go further with the money they do have. Yeah, still have a little bit of a life that's fun living. I hope these tips will help you as much as they helped me, and obviously you don't have to incorporate all of them, but maybe one or two of them will resonate with you and you feel so much better. For me, it was a pretty drastic change because I used to make a lot of money back then, and yep, times kind of changed and then I didn't. And so I kind of had to adjust. The first tip I have for you is kind of contradictory because it's buying stuff in bulk. You know, buying stuff to save money, yep, it doesn't seem right, but it is. It's something I started doing which really made such a game changer in terms of my financials, because I really made sure I track everything that goes out of my bank account, I track. There's certain sacrifices I don't want to do, I will always prioritize, and some of the things are organic food, but also organic soap. And it seems such a silly thing, but for example, laundry detergent, organic laundry detergent is very, very expensive, especially, I don't know, maybe not in other parts of the world, but I feel like in Germany, laundry soap that is organic is very expensive. And so I started buying in bulk. It's those giant containers, and for one, it feels like not making sense because the price for one of those containers is insane, but the amount of months it lasts me breaks it down to a cheaper price than I would pay if I would just get regular detergent. And this concept I took kind of crazy. I bought bulk every single cleaning item because I'm very picky about my cleaning supplies. I bought all the items in bulk, and I know it looks kind of crazy. I can show you in a second. It looks like I'm a representative of this company, but unfortunately I'm not getting paid for this, and I am pretty certain this company doesn't even do any social media, so you can try to check them out. I love this brand, very expensive, usually get them in only organic stores, but I bought these online bulk and these last me forever, and I feel like that way I can keep having good quality items in my house without spending crazy money on it. You can obviously take this further by not just doing it for cleaning supplies, but that's something I realized I was spending a lot of money on. I know I am kind of a freak when it comes to having a clean home, but you can obviously apply this to other things like food, or especially items like pasta and stuff. If you buy them bulk, they're usually a lot cheaper and you get good quality, usually for the price of a small regular item. So that's something I highly recommend you do. Look into if that's something you don't want to cheap on the quality, but you still want to save a little bit of money by still being able to use good stuff. The next contradictory thing I did was I stopped buying sale. I know you're thinking, okay, if I want to save money, I need to buy sale items. And although this can be sometimes true if you find a good deal on an item that you would have bought anyways, obviously you're saving money this way, but most of the times the reason why we like to buy sale, or the reason I felt like I was buying sale items, it made me justify spending money because I was like, yeah, it's on sale. Obviously it used to be 100 and now it's 50. Like, I'm making money doing this. I'm literally making money buying this item, and it's obviously so far from the truth. Having to more conscious connection between wanting to buy items on sale or just wanting to buy them because I am bored, because I realized a lot of my spending was me being bored, and I just would browse online, just find a little bit of happiness by spending money on stuff that I probably would have not bought if it wasn't on sale. And that's the first thing I started asking myself, am I bored or am I actually needing this item? Because it seems like most cases I would buy it because it was on sale. It had nothing to do with me actually needing or wanting this item. And that was so wasteful. I just started really enjoying buying items full priced, although it seems contradictory because even technically I'm spending more money, and I know working for so long in retail. When I was growing up, I worked over 10 years in retail stores to make money next to university. And I know a lot of the items, they do come in full price and then discount them a week later, and it seems all like a scam. But I really made it a point not to buy sale items because it would make me go crazy. At the end of the day, I would still spend a lot of money. I could have just bought maybe one item that I really liked and really was going to use and really was needing, but it wasn't on sale. So I stopped buying sale. Obviously, if I have to buy something and I see it is on sale, yes, but I generally stopped looking for sales because it was just driving me crazy. It's so freeing and it feels good because every item that you do buy feels like a genuine added value to your life, because I think wanting to save money and being more smart with your finances is also about making sure that the ones that you do spend on have a greater impact in your life and have just more purpose. A good way for me to find items on sale without having to go for a sale was actually going on thrift stores. We don't really have that many thrift stores in Germany, but we do have those flea markets where people go. It's usually on a Sunday. Actually, one happened today and I went with my daughter. It was such a blast. It was the biggest flea market for kids stuff, and I bought a lot of things for my daughter for her birthday. And her birthday's coming up and I was just browsing for things and I would find really good quality items. Like I found her this really cute wooden card. I found her a wooden scale because she loves to play with fruits, and just generally really high quality items that usually would have cost a lot of money if I would have gone to the regular store or bought them online. And because it was on a flea market, it was pre-used. A lot of the books I bought for her that she loves were never touched. They look brand new. And it was, most of the things were like 90% off. It was just so cheap. It was a good experience. And it was funny because when I first got there, I saw the line and I was like, oh my God, there's so many people. But then on the other hand, I couldn't even be mad because I love the idea of reusing, repurposing items. And I was so stoked to see so many people wanting, not just for the deal's sake, obviously a lot of people also doing it because they can't afford otherwise, but a lot of people were just so genuinely happy that the things that they were selling, the things that I bought from others, they were like, oh, so excited. Like my daughter grabbed this card and the lady was like, oh, my daughter used to play with this. This brings me so much joy seeing now someone else play with it. And it was just such a beautiful exchange. And for one, you will save money. You probably will make someone else happy because they feel like their belongings go to someone that will use them and it's not going to end up on a landfill, but it's also a good way for them to make some money. It's just the whole concept just makes sense. And so if you are trying to get deals, I highly recommend going to thrift stores or those flea markets. They're such a great way to find good deals without being like, I need to buy stuff because it's cheap, if you get what I'm saying. I generally started enjoying not buying stuff. It felt freeing, and the way I actually made it possible was I looked around and I started seeing what is it that I'm actually still needing. So I started ending up using everything I still have before I could buy new, because I realized I had multiple deodorants. I had 3 times the same hand cream because I like this hand cream, and whenever I would see it at the store I would just buy it because I know I use it. But it was just unnecessary because I would have multiple times each item in my home, and I don't need 3 times the hand cream. I don't need 3 different deodorants. I don't need so much makeup. This is a really good savings hack because look around. What is it that you have that you buy more than you actually need? And because this is not buying bulk, it's just like consuming more. I highly recommend do a whole month where you just have a no spend month by really looking at, do I really need this makeup? Do I not still have some body lotion? Do I not still have a shampoo at home? Do I not still have stuff at home? Do I really need to buy an extra one? And that way, I thought I was going to do it for a month, but I'm still using up old items, and it's decluttering my home, which is great. But it also has been saving me a lot of money because I would usually just really buy the necessities without buying fun items or that seemed fun, because I was like so excited to save that money and not buy it, but just know, okay, I still have those things at home. I don't need to buy more. I don't need like 15 mascaras. It's okay to have one. This is a really great way to save money because just being aware of your items, being aware of what you need will make you save so much money. I generally have to say I saved a lot of money by not buying things that I already have. Sometimes this means you have to dig through your drawers and really clean up to see what's actually still in your cupboards, what is it that you still have at home? Same with food items. I realized I had a lot of food items still in my home that I was like, I don't really need to buy more pasta. Let me just use what I have right now and rebuy it once really everything is gone. And that mindset made it more fun, made me save a lot of money, felt like my groceries weren't as expensive anymore because I wasn't just keep buying more and more and more stuff. I was just, oh no, I still have those things, only need some fresh vegetables. And that way, saved a lot of money, made the whole thing so much more exciting because now I feel like my cupboard is almost empty. Still a lot of stuff in there. And I can just buy something new when I feel like I really have the space, because I would just cramp everything in there because I don't have a lot of space in that sense. And it's a great way to save money. Try it out. I think I can speak for almost everyone that you like flowers probably. A lot of people love flowers. I love flowers. I don't have anyone gifting me flowers, so I buy them myself, makes me happy. And I realized buying bouquets can get really expensive. Like a bouquet of flowers here in Germany sometimes can go to 40, 50 bucks. And as we all know, they don't last so long. I generally still wanted to have flowers in my life because my daughter loved smelling flowers in the morning. It's part of our routine. It's like this thing every morning. We sit down, we smell a flower, light a candle, we have our breakfast, our tea, our coffee. And it's part of our routine, and so I really enjoyed having flowers at my home. And because it was getting really expensive, I started just buying one flower because I didn't want to miss out on the quality of life in a sense, but I still wanted to have a flower. And I realized, yeah, I'm not going to spend 50 bucks every week to buy myself a giant bouquet of flowers. I just buy one. And usually that's like €1 to buy one flower. Or I go to the fields, it's 50 cents for one sunflower. And that's such a great way to still have a quality of your life while still buying something, but not so excessively. It's not excessive if you buy yourself a bouquet, go ahead. But I was just saying I would save money by just buying one flower. It generally like the look of it. It really looks good. I have a feeling that a lot of times those giant bouquets don't look as good as having one nice flower. And sometimes even I get them out the yard so I don't pay anything. But that's just a little hack I started doing. Still having something nice in the home. Maybe that's not a big spending issue for you, but for me it was. And I still get to have a nice flower without spending a lot of money. I'm not sure where this whole thing started of us having to own everything. And I bought my daughter a library card because I realized she was going through a lot of books. She loves reading with me. We have this routine also at night. And I got her a library card. And so it's actually free. I don't pay for it. And if you look at books for kids, they can get really expensive. Some books are like 20, 30 euros. You go through them so quickly. And I think returning the mindset of having to own everything, same with camera equipment. You can rent camera equipment online. You can even rent clothes online. You can rent books. There's so many opportunities for you to start renting without having to actually buy everything. For one, it's way cheaper to rent stuff, especially for weddings. I've seen friends having weddings and you buy those expensive dresses that you're not going to wear again because it has a theme and now you're stuck with this dress and you spend a lot of money on. Sometimes it makes sense to just rent a dress for that weekend and you're still going to look nice. You're still going to keep the quality of your life. That's what I think is so important, that I try to make a point. Obviously, we not always can keep that, but if we can try to keep the quality of life up by doing small changes, I think that's a great exchange. Feeling good, saving money, but also being able to not miss out on certain opportunities like wearing a nice dress to your friend's wedding, or reading good books without having spent a fortune on it, or using really nice camera equipment and just renting them. And so there's different opportunities to rent stuff. Hopefully help you save money. It helped me. I saved a lot of money by just renting and being okay with not having to own it. One of the biggest motivators for me to not spend money and to save as much money as possible was for me to have a financial goal. And if you can think about something that you're really looking forward, whether it's a business you want to start, whether it's a vacation you're looking forward to, whether it's something important that you have to save up for, it's school, it's debt you're trying to pay off, whatever the motivating factor is, that's actually the biggest financial help that I had in my own life by having a bigger goal that I'm saving up for. And especially for someone who used to make a lot of money and not being in that position anymore, I just have such a strong desire to do something again that will help me in the future to be financially more, there's a B in here, that's not good. B, anyways. Okay, I think she's gone. To help you, I kind of forgot what I was saying, but to have a goal that you're saving up to is the biggest motivating factor not wanting to spend money. I am so excited about something that I want to start. I don't have the need to buy more clothes. I don't feel like the need of having to go crazy shopping. The only things I will always try to splurge on is food and good items for my daughter, but just for the sake of shopping, for the feeling of boredom that you're trying to overcome, because I felt like it was me being bored, and I already talked about not trying to find the glimpse of happiness that I would be excited about for 2 seconds. And I think I started making the reverse psychology is also a great tip. If you look at, for example, I was talking about the dress earlier, right? If you say you have a dress that you need for a friend's wedding, and it's a very specific themed dress that you're not going to wear again, or maybe you can only wear one other time on Christmas or whatever occasion it might come up. So what I do is I do the calculation in my head, think about, okay, I'm going to wear this dress 2 times probably, and it's costing me $100. If in the morning someone would tell me, hey, if you want to wear this dress today, it's going to cost you $50. I wouldn't pay $50 to wear this dress just for this quick one time. And if you make those calculations for items that you don't wear a lot, you're gonna realize, okay, if I actually have to physically pay now $50 to wear it today, would you actually do it? Probably not. And that's a great way for you to resist on spending stuff that you're not gonna use frequently. And it brings me back to the topic, finding a reason that you wanna invest the money in elsewhere. And so for me, I have this big exciting thing that I want to work on, and so I calculate in my head, if I don't spend money right now on shopping, if I don't spend money on unnecessary things, I get to use this for this project that I'm working on. And I think that's so exciting. It gets me so motivated, because I really convert it into items I can later on purchase for my project, and that's exciting. And so try to find something in your life where you're excited to save for, whether it's school debt, or whether it's something that, anything you're excited for to work. I know school debt is not the fun part, but you get what I'm saying. It's still exciting to know that you're paying off your debt and that you're working towards a more financial free situation, rather than this anxiety of, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. Because I know this feeling, it's absolutely awful. If you're in a bad financial situation, I feel you. I can 100% acknowledge that. And I know these tips seem superficial, but I genuinely mean it. I hope these tips will help you, even if it's just a little bit, towards a more pressure-free life, but still being able to enjoy certain parts of your life. Let me know. And let me know if you have any tips. I love to hear.